from PCI Media Center right here in Vancouver, BC. Welcome back to the new PCI Daily Live News Roundup brought to you by Philippine-Canadian Inquirer, the only Filipino-Canadian newspaper distributed across Canada. I'm Manny Noel Abuel. Thank you for joining us. We have the latest news development. In the news, Prime Minister Abe to visit the President's house in Davao. Presidential Communications Secretary Martin Andanar said in an interview that Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe is scheduled to visit the Philippines this week and will make a stopover at President Rodrigo Duterte's house in Davao City. Andanar also confirmed that it was the Prime Minister's request to visit the President's home in Davao City. Presidential spokesman Ernesto Obella said in a palace press conference that the Prime Minister will arrive on Thursday and will travel to Davao on Friday. The two leaders met for the first time at the Association of Southeast Asian Nations Summit in Laos last September. Andanar said they expect the country's relations with Japan to greatly improve because of the Prime Minister's historic visit to the country. Prime Minister Abe will be the first head of state to visit Davao City and the country this year. Duterte approves 1,000 peso SSS pension hike. Social Security System Chairman Amado Valdez said yesterday that President Rodrigo Duterte has approved a 1,000 peso pension increase. In a meeting with the media, Valdez said that the 1,000 peso hike will be implemented this January and is projecting to have another 1,000 peso increase in 2022, if not earlier. In line with this, SSS President Emmanuel Doc has guaranteed that the SSS has enough funds to support the pension hike. Meanwhile, the President approved reforms at yesterday's cabinet meeting, the arrest and prosecution of delinquent employers violating the SSS law, as well as the cessation of excessive bonuses of SSS officials. Duterte said, quote, "I made a commitment during the campaign and after the elections that I will give the aging SSS members additional pension for them to buy their medicines in their old age." According to Presidential Communications Secretary Martin Andanar, the President's meeting with the Cabinet was to ask for a win-win solution that balances the interest of all parties. De Lima fears for her safety. Senator Laila de Lima said in an interview last Tuesday that she is afraid that her safety is in danger after President Rodrigo Duterte cited her in his last speech about narco-politicians. Duterte's speech says, magtanong ka ng isang pulis dito kung may sinabi ako na patayin mo yang si De Lima o patayin mo yang si ano. I never ordered. Ang sinabi ko lang, remember that I declared war. I did not declare any just police punitive action. No, far from it. She said that the mentioning of her name is a veiled threat during the course of Duterte's speech in Malacanang on Monday. De Lima was questioning why all of a sudden Duterte would mention her name during his message. The senator, who is the fiercest critic of the Duterte administration, added that if something happens to her, Duterte will be the suspect, as they continue to demonize her. And that's the Roundup News for today. PCI Daily Live News Roundup is brought to you by CanadianInquirer.net, where you can browse for the latest news development with complete stories anytime. Together with our Philippine news team in Manila, Debbie Mangabat, our news editor, Gino Alcantara, our graphics designer, and video editor, I'm Manny Noel Abuel. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope to see you again tomorrow. Goodbye.